crater 50 miles in diameter. The mountains were all melted down to nothing. The word for the explosion was extermination. Mutania orbited Earth. Newton was watching Earth by the viewing screen. The continents were pitch black from smoke, and the seas were darkened, too, from the pollution of the attack. Someone looked down at her control panel with her hands on her face. Shirley was looking at the wall, turned away from Newton. The entire ship was quiet. How many people are left on Earth? Newton asked. Sonia said slowly. 2011. 2011, Newton shouted. Newton looked up at the viewing screen and saw the Earth as it slowly rotated with Mutania as it orbited. Newton turned slowly around and looked at his crew frighteningly. The ship was dark from the lack of power in the light's generator. Newton looked at the floor in shame. Mutania seemed cold and lifeless. What are you going to do now, Newton? Sonia asked angrily. Finish the whole entire Earth off with 1-inch plasma? You could do that. The survivors of your attack are in a closed-in area. I don't know if they will be able to survive. There doesn't seem to be much life left to eat on Earth, only if they could become fishermen and live off the sea, or some starships might come by and take them to another planet. How do you feel about this, Newton? Can you feel? Do you have a soul? That's enough, Sonia, Newton shouted. You've made your point. For the first time in my life, somebody has told me what I am. I'm not just a mutant, you're telling me, but an evil, sadistic ick. I don't want to hurt your feelings, Newton, but you are right. You're going to have to get rid of your ways, or you're going to have a hard time all the rest of your life, Sonia said. Newton looked down at his smashed bird, then at the wall. He stood up out of his throne and walked slowly away from his wiped-out throne and looked at Sonia. Sonia, take us out of the Earth's orbit, he said. Sonia said, Newton, I think I would like to beam down on Earth. What for? Newton asked. I don't know. I'd like to leave Mutania, Sonia said. You don't love Mutania and me anymore? Newton asked with a shout. I like you, Newton, but I think I would rather be back in Russia, the country I was from, Sonia said. But you said there weren't any people left, Newton shouted. There's a few, so I'd like to beam down. Newton looked at his crew, Newton looked at Sonia sadly and said, Okay, for the first time you can leave me. Sonia got up and said, I will miss you too, Newton. And Sonia started down to the transporter room. Well, at least you'll stay with me, Shirley, Newton mumbled. No, I would like to go with Sonia, Shirley said. You're going to leave me too? Newton yelled. Yes. Shirley said as she stood up out of her stations. How can you do this to me? Newton demanded an answer. I will see you again, Newton, someday. But until then, I would like to be off a spaceship, Shirley said. Don't you even care for me? Newton asked. Yes, but I really would like to leave Mutania, she said, trying not to hurt Newton's feelings. Okay, you can go. It sure will be hard to get another crew though. They'd have ones as good as you two. You're the only two that I thought loved me, Newton said. I like you, Newton, just like Sonia, but I sure want to leave, Shirley said. And she walked down to the transporter room, looking at the hurt Newton. Sonia and Shirley walked up on the transporter plates. Shirley walked off and pressed a button, then turned a switch. Newton walked in and watched as they beamed down on Earth. They flickered out and were gone. Newton was now looking at an empty transporter room with no son or Shirley, the ones he thought cared for him. Newton walked slowly out of the transporter room, trying to control his emotions, and opened the door to Bruno's cell. Bruno walked out, looking surprised at Newton. Newton walked back into the bridge and sat down in his throne. He pressed a button, and Mutania flew away from the Earth's orbit and ended out into space. Bruno didn't do a thing but smile at Newton and find his seat. Never did Mutania feel so dark and empty in Newton's life aboard his Mutania. It was just him and the mindless Bruno and the dark, lonely, cold space. The end. Newton Rises Again ended in January 31st, 1976. Newton gets his crew back, and Newton returns.
And that's it. Well, anyway. Oh, wow, I can't believe it, how it's going out like this. Well, I seem to have gotten that all fixed and squared away with. Can't believe it scared me that my VCR was going crazy like that. Well, anyway. Okay. Back to this clone joke. The clone, okay, the scientist met all these great scientists of the world and reporters he was going to tell them of how he created the clone and do the demonstrations of physics and science and math and everything, big powerful things that people just don't understand, people like me and stupid people like that. And he met in this big huge building, skyscraper. It was a library of science. Not only did it have the most stories, but it also had the most scientific stories in the world. And anyway, he was telling these scientists and people how he created his clone. While he talked, though, the clone was with him, you see, and was just sitting there, watching him. But the clone suddenly started doing obscene things in front of everybody. It was an obscene clone anyway, but it's really started getting obscene. It would do obscene gestures and things like that in the scientist's back, making the scientists of the world wonder what in the heck was going on. Some would start snickering and everything, and the scientist would, go. He'd wonder what was going on. And then he'd go on more, talk about how he created it, going on this building and all that stuff he was going on and on, talking about how he created this clone. And then this clone would, make little obscene gestures at him and everything. Everybody started, laughing and going, gosh, my gosh, what's going on here? And the scientist started realizing this, and he was getting all nervous and sweaty, and his hair started getting messed up and everything. And it got worse and worse, and the scientist was, getting crazy. And then finally, the scientist just went insane. He couldn't take it any longer. He grabbed his clone, and he was wrestling around with them. They went, "Oh my gosh, what's he doing?" And it was starting to, making obscene. It started saying obscene things to him, breathing hard and everything. Just and everybody's going. They couldn't stand what this obscene clone was doing. And the scientist just went insane. He was, his hair was all messed up and everything. He grabbed his clone, ran over to the window, smashed open the window, just lifted it up, and just tossed his clone out the window, and the clone went all the way down, just, all the way down to the ground and splatted and died. And that was the end of the obscene clone. And the scientist, believe it or not, was arrested for making an obscene clone call. He was arrested for making an obscene clone. That's all. And that's all I have to say for now. I'm running out of tape. I could say another one, but there's only about 2 more feet of film, so it's nice of you to bear with me and all that through all these powerful tapes I've made of myself. And that's... Oh! I have 10 feet left of film. So I could probably say one fast joke. Okay, I'll tell you about this one joke. There's this guy who wanted to join the military service. Anyone, he'd be satisfied, but there's one thing that he loved the most in life, and that was to make a fishmaker. So he tried out the army. He said, hey, I want to join the army. I want to be in tanks and run out throwing hand grenades and machine guns. And he said, but I want to make fishmakers. And they looked at him funny and went, get out of here. And so they threw him out so he couldn't be in the army. Then he tried